Part 107. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 1062. Chapter 1062 Flaxgrass. Waiting for transfer. 1 minute later. Suchen appeared at the bottom of the 10-meter passage. Looking up, Suchen suddenly felt a little dangerous. There is only a small opening at the top. If someone or a cave monster appears at this time, I will have no place to escape. I will try not to dig underground again in the future unless I have corresponding self-protection measures. Suchen did not dig the entire passage. Instead, he left a place to stay. On the other half, a white teleportation aperture was exposed. Suchen dug slowly, and when most of the teleportation aperture was exposed, it was enough for him to pass through. Damn it! Forgot one more thing. He stood on the edge with only his feet standing, and suddenly patted his head. If I jump from here, will I fall from the top of the cave? If the height of the cave below is 10 meters, then I will not fall half to death. Thinking of this, Suchen didn't dare to go down anymore. After thinking for a long time, he took out pieces of sand from his backpack and threw them into the teleportation array. If sand is thrown in, it will disappear. Can you really throw things directly into the teleportation array? About 10 copies were lost. Suchen estimated that if the sand and soil had reached the cave opposite, a large sand dune should have been formed, enough to form a very good buffer when he fell. At that moment, he felt deep. He took a breath and looked at the teleportation array again. It said it was safe to continue. Suchen jumped off the teleportation array. Whoops! The next second, Suchen's legs, which were originally intended to withstand the impact, kicked hard. Why didn't it fall? He found that he was standing right on the edge of a new cave. The cave was medium-sized, not too big or too small. And there were no sand dunes inside. I obviously threw 10 parts of sand here, which equals 10 cubic meters. Why don't I see any signs here? Could it be that when an object passes through the teleportation array alone, it disappears directly? Or was it transported to other dimensions? Suchen was confused. However, he tried a rule. That is, don't think about throwing things into the teleportation array in the future. At least, dead objects cannot pass through the teleportation array and reach a new cave. At the same time, Suchen it was also discovered that even if the tunnel is dug downward and passes through the teleportation array, it will not fall from the ceiling of the new cave. Instead, it will appear directly on the edge of the ground of the new cave. So, if I can dig a passage from the top of the cave in the future, after passing through, it will also appear on the edge of the new cave. Well, this rule is good, at least very safe. After thinking about it, Suchen started to patrol around. He found that there were indeed several clumps of plants growing on the edge of the cave. These plants are called flaxgrass, and after being collected, they are used as raw materials for making rope. Hearing the prompt, Suchen quickly collected all the flaxgrass. Ding! You get flaxgrass *1. Ding! You get flaxgrass *1. Ding! You get flaxgrass *1. Ding! A total of 9 pieces of flaxgrass were collected. However, Suchen did not have any drawings for making the rope. Now he tried to follow his previous knowledge and tear the flaxgrass into pieces one by one, and then twisted the rope in his hands. Found unable to form. Although these thin strips of linen were twisted into ropes by Suchen's efforts, after a while, they would automatically spread out and become thin strips of linen again. This scattering phenomenon is completely inconsistent with the normal laws of physics. It should be caused by the rules of the game. So, without the production diagram of the rope, even if you know how to make the rope, you can't make it. Suchen was thoughtful. He continued to search for a while. He found that there was nothing else. Suchen continued to observe other passages around him. There is a green treasure chest in this direction, but there are 2 jumping snakes inside. With your current strength, it is still very difficult to fight against them. Try to wait for a while, maybe there will be a turn for the better. There is a rope in this direction. This direction is empty. There is a white treasure chest in this direction, there is no danger. It's useless to look in this direction, you can't climb up. Even if you climb up, you will still be treated as food by the cave monsters inside. If you enter from this direction, it will be burned to ashes within 0.1 seconds. That is the flame cave. 6 directions, up and down, are not allowed to enter. In the other 4 directions, one has a white treasure box, which is not dangerous. The other has a green treasure box, but there are 2 jumping snakes inside. Based on Suchen's current situation, it must be he couldn't deal with it. If he fought hard, he might have a certain probability of winning. But Suchen obviously didn't want to take the risk. After all, he only had 1 life. It told me to wait a moment, there will be a change, I don't know what the change is. Compared with white treasure chests, green treasure chests are obviously more valuable. For the green treasure chest, Suchen felt that he could wait a little longer. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 1063. Chapter 1063 Barbecue. The burrowing monster is crawling towards you. During this waiting process, Suchen continued to use the grey mist machete to train his melee combat ability. After all, there are 2 jumping snakes in the cave he is about to enter, and there is a high probability that there will be a fight. You have to prepare yourself in advance and fight in your best condition. About 20 minutes later, Suchen was so tired that he sat on the ground. He took a sip of water. Look in that direction again. There is a green treasure chest in this direction, but there are 2 jumping snakes inside. With your current strength, it is still very difficult to deal with them. Try to wait for a while, maybe there will be a turn for the better. Still waiting for a turn of events. Suchen didn't know how long he would have to wait. In order not to waste time, he took out a piece of snake meat from his backpack. Then he took out the flint and steel and lit a fire. Then he put the snake meat on the baked on top. Halfway through, he carefully sprinkled a little of the instant noodle seasoning on top. The aroma instantly hit his nostrils and made Suchen's mouth water. It smells so good. While baking, Suchen would look in that direction every once in a while. Just when the baking was about to be successful, the prompt changed. There is a green treasure chest in this direction, but there are 2 jumping snakes inside. With your current strength, it is still very difficult to deal with them. Fortunately, there is a jumping snake inside. It seems that it can't stand the loneliness and is crawling towards you. Damn it! Climb over to me. Suchen was startled. He quickly put the barbecue into his backpack. He took out his machete and prepared nervously for battle. Suchen kept staring in this direction and waited for the prompt to change. About 3 minutes later, there was a sudden hissing sound. There was a ringing in his ears. His whole body was shocked. He quickly turned around and looked towards the place where the sound came from. Behind him, he saw a 2-meter-long jumping snake, which suddenly appeared there at some unknown time. It opened its big mouth and arched its body, making a gesture to pounce on himself. Suchen quickly grasped the machete and made a sweeping sweep. Whoa! The sharp, thick machete sliced directly through the jumping snake that rushed towards him. The latter was broken into 2 halves on the spot. But the snake's head that half still hit him. Fortunately, it didn't bite him. But the snake's body still weighed dozens of kilograms. Coupled with the impact of the jump, Suchen was knocked down without paying attention. Damn, damn, damn. Suchen rolled around and got up. Then he took a machete and slashed at the half of the snake body that was rushing towards him. Until the prompt sounded. Ding. You get soul *1. Ding. You get snake meat *4. Ding. You get snake gut *1. Phew. Seeing that the jumping snake had been decomposed into items in the backpack, Suchen panted with a machete. He wiped the sweat from his forehead and found that it was all cold sweat. Paralysis is too dangerous. If he had been bitten or entangled by this jumping snake that suddenly appeared from behind, then Suchen would have had 3 lives to die. Passive defense is too dangerous, it is better to take the initiative to attack. Suchen first took out the roasted snake meat from his backpack and ate half of it. Then he took a big drink of water. This is not the time to save water resources. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 1064. Chapter 1064 New Skills Automatic Water Collector Manufacturing. Rope Manufacturing. He must kill the remaining jumping snake immediately, otherwise if this jumping snake also crawls over, he may not be able to successfully defend again. Killing the opponent by surprise is the best option. Suchen first observed that direction. There is a green treasure chest in this direction, but there is a jumping snake inside. With your current strength, there is no problem in killing it. There is no problem. Suchen put on the shovel and dug all the way. When he saw the teleportation passage, Suchen rested for a while, put on the machete, and adjusted his condition to achieve the best. Start. Suchen rushed into the teleportation array. The next second, a 2-meter-long jumping snake appeared on the edge of the new cave. It was coiled around a green treasure box. When it sensed Suchen's presence, he raised his head and neighed at Suchen. Suchen roared angrily, emboldening himself and increasing his momentum. He raised his machete and strode forward. However, a dramatic scene happened. This jumping snake he felt that Suchen looked too fierce. He actually turned around and went straight into the soil of the cave, disappearing in a few clicks. I go. Ran. Suchen stared at the direction where the jumping snake disappeared. This direction is empty. It reminded me that there was nothing in the direction where the jumping snake went. Suchen was worried. He looked in several other directions. They were all empty. This means that in the 6 directions of this cave, no matter where you go, no one will gain anything new. But it doesn't matter, just make sure the surroundings are safe. It turns out that burrow monsters can even take the initiative to escape. Suchen got a new game rule. It seems that the cave monsters here are not just stupid attacks. Suchen came to the green treasure chest in the center of the cave. There is no danger in this green treasure chest. It said there was no danger, so Suchen opened it with confidence. Ding. You get rope manufacturing diagram *1. Ding. You get iron block *4. Ding. You get wood board *4. Ding. You get automatic water collector manufacturing diagram *1. Ding. You decompose the green treasure chest and get green *2. Harvest. There are so many things. It's not a waste of time for me to take this risk. If Suchen had chosen the direction of the white treasure chest without any danger at the beginning, he would not have gained so much. And there were also rope making plans that he continued. Automatic water collector? Can it automatically produce water resources for me? If this is the case, then Suchen will be very happy. There will be no shortage of water in the future, which is a very big improvement for survival. Now Suchen has learned all the 2 manufacturing diagrams. Ding. You gain a new skill rope making. Ding. You gain new skills automatic water collector manufacturing. I can finally make a hand crossbow. Suchen really needs a long-range weapon. Just like when he was attacked by the jumping snake before. If he had a hand crossbow in his hand, he could attack the opponent immediately. But he doesn't know the power of this hand crossbow yet. You won't know until you do it first. Ding. Deduct iron block 2, wood board 1, rope 1, white 1, and you get hand crossbow *1. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 1065. Chapter 1065 Hand crossbow refined successfully. An ordinary-looking hand crossbow appeared in Suchen's hand. More than a foot in size. Still need to make crossbow arrows. Ding. After deducting iron block 1 and wood board 1, you get crossbow arrow *10. The 10 crossbow arrows are not enough for Suchen. He still has 1 iron block in his hand. Let's use it first. Ding. After deducting iron block 1 and wood board 1, you get crossbow arrow *10. 20 crossbow arrows should be enough for a small battle. Suchen installed the crossbow arrows in the hand crossbow. Then he pointed it in one direction and pulled the trigger. Bang! The crossbow arrows shot into the rock at an extremely fast speed. Suchen went over to take a look. After a while, most of the iron arrowhead actually went in. This power seems to be pretty good. Well, I have 4 green in my hand now. I wonder if I can refine this white ordinary hand crossbow again. Suchen thought. Ding. Deduct green *1. Your hand crossbow failed to refine. The first refining failed. Suchen had to admit that he was ashamed. Continue refining. Ding. Deduct green *1. Congratulations on successfully refining your hand crossbow. With a swish, the ordinary hand crossbow in his hand suddenly flashed with green light. An ordinary white hand crossbow immediately turned into green equipment. Damn it! It looks cool. Suchen looked at the refined hand crossbow in his hand. Although the size has not changed, the shape has become sharper and cooler. There is even an eagle's beak-like decoration on the front. And the entire weapon is glowing with green fluorescence. It's very powerful at first glance. How about trying the current power? Suchen loaded the crossbow arrows and found that there were 2 firing methods. One is manual and the other is semi-automatic. The so-called semi-automatic means directly knocking 10 crossbow arrows into the slot of the hand crossbow. When the time comes to use it, you can launch directly without having to pull the rope every time. Like an automatic rifle. This feature is awesome. Suchen naturally understands how much the semi-automatic method can improve his combat power. Especially when the situation is urgent, if he fires 10 consecutive crossbow arrows, even the cave monsters who are stronger than him can directly shoot random arrows. Shot to death. However, when Suchen tried to pull the trigger, the hand crossbow did not move at all. Can't launch. At this time, the prompt popped up again. Need to add soul *1. Huh. This semi-automatic function needs to be activated by adding a soul. Suchen followed the prompts and thought. Ding. Consume soul *1. Then a line of small numbers immediately appeared above the hand crossbow. 0/300. This means that after using the soul to charge, it can be used 300 times continuously. Suchen picked up the crossbow, pointed it in one direction, and pulled the trigger. Bang, 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 bang. He shot 6 items in a row. Each arrow did not enter the rock formation. Even the tail rod of the crossbow could not be seen. Compared with the power before refining, the power has increased several times. Too strong. And the feel is also very good. Suchen fired continuously. It was found that the interval between each launch was less than half a second. This frequency is still very acceptable. Look at the hand crossbow again. The number above is 6/300. In other words, it has been after using it 6 times, there were 294 left. Suchen put on the shovel and dug into the rock formation in front. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 1066. Chapter 1066, Detoxify snake gallbladder in exchange for copper block. Find the 6 crossbow arrows inside. It was found that each crossbow arrow had not penetrated the rock formation more than 2 feet deep. If this were shot on a jumping snake, it would be able to penetrate it directly. I won't be afraid of cave creatures like jumping snakes again in the future. Suchen played with the hand crossbow in his hand and couldn't put it down. Of course. Suchen understood that if he wanted to give full play to the power of the hand crossbow, he had to train the accuracy of using the hand crossbow. Especially when aiming at dynamic targets, accurate speed is particularly important. If you are facing a cave monster that is charging towards you and you don't hit even a single arrow, then you will be in trouble. There are 2 green left, and I wonder if I can refine the machete as well. Suchen took out the machete. Ding. Deduct green *1, your machete has failed to be refined. Ding. After deducting green *1, your machete is successfully refined. It still took 2 attempts to refine it successfully. The 1-meter-long machete in my hand was originally stained with rust. Now it has become 1.5 meters long, but the weight has not increased. The entire machete has become slender, a bit it is similar to the Tang Dynasty knife. The blade is bright and the blade is extremely sharp. The whole machete is also shining with a bright green light, which looks majestic. Suchen holds the machete in his hand and chops at the rock wall in front. Whoops! It was like cutting into pork. It hit the bottom. Although there was some resistance, the machete successfully cut to the bottom. When I pulled it out, I saw that the blade of the machete was not broken and was still as smooth as new. What a knife! With this green machete, Suchen believes that even in the face of close combat, his confidence can be greatly improved. There is also an automatic water collector that I haven't looked at yet. Suchen looked at the things needed to make an automatic water collector. To make automatic water collector, you need copper block 2, iron block 3, wood board 3, soul 1, water talisman *1. This kind of thing actually needs a soul. Suchen thought thoughtfully. It seems that anything with the word automatic needs soul. However, what is a water charm? Sounds like something like cultivating immortals. Suchen frowned. One way or another. I want to make this automatic water collector to solve my drinking water problem in the future. Apart from wooden boards, I don't have any other materials. You need to continue exploring new caves to collect them. Suchen thought for a while. I don't know if others have this kind of thing, let's check it out on the trading platform first. Click to open the trading platform. Suchen found that there were still items in need of water and food. Search for water talisman. Empty. Continue to search for copper blocks, and there are more than a dozen demand categories. Trading item copper block, inventory 3, need detoxification items, urgent. If so, the price is negotiable. Suchen browsed through it and saw this message. It seems that the other party has been poisoned by some kind of poison. Continue to use detoxification items to save lives. I happen to have 2 copies of snake gallbladder here, which has a certain detoxification effect. It should be no problem to exchange one for it. Suchen contacted this player. I have snake gallbladder. Then send him the link to the snake gallbladder. The other party can directly obtain the effect of snake gallbladder through the link. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 1067. Chapter 1067. The First Friend, Xia Ling. Note: big man who picks his feet. Soon, the other party replied, brother, sell it to me. Help. Suchen thought for a while. One portion of snake gall, trade for copper blocks. After thinking about it, I added another sentence. This is not taking advantage of the situation. The snake gallbladder is obtained by killing the cave monster, and it is hard earned. When the other party heard Suchen's words, he was also shocked. Brother, you can actually kill the cave monster. After a while, the other party replied, I currently only have 3 copper blocks. Brother, can I replace them with other items? What do you have? I have sand and wood. Use wooden boards, 3 copper blocks, 10 wooden boards. Okay, deal. Suchen put a portion of snake gallbladder on it. Ding. You lost snake guts 1, and you gained copper block 3, wood board *10. Killing the jumping snake is not a problem at all for Suchen now. He even hopes to encounter this kind of cave monster again. After all, the opponent's snake meat is really delicious. Although there are no additional nutrients, it is very filling. And the snake gall is just an accessory for killing the jumping snake. This piece of snake gall is exchanged for 3 copper blocks and 10 wooden boards, which is really worth it. But the opponent did not suffer a loss. After all, the snake gall is nothing to Suchen use, but for him, it is a life-saving medicine. After a while, the other party replied again. Brother, can you add me as a friend? If I have something in the future, I will exchange it with you directly. Note: I am a girl. Suchen laughed. If you hadn't said you were a girl, I would still be suspicious. But if you said you were a girl, I wouldn't believe it. After all the foot-picking men in real society will behave like this on the internet. Said, I am a girl. Suchen clicked and agreed to become friends. But he added a note to the other party, a big man who picks his feet. On the other side, in a small cave, Xia Ling is hiding in the Dongtian paradise where the dirt is piled up. Finally breathed a sigh of relief. She was just 18 years old this year, and before entering this game, she was also a famous school beauty. At first, everything went smoothly, allowing her to find some water and food. But later she entered a poisonous insect burrow. After struggling almost to death, she finally dug out a tunnel and escaped. However, her whole body was covered with blisters, and she had a high fever. She could only watch herself die. Not only was she beautiful in school, she was also a top student. After all, her family background was different. Her parents are both university professors, and her genes are not bad. So she quickly figured out how to use some game props, including this so-called mud-like paradise. Originally, she thought she was going to die silently like this. She didn't expect that she would die silently like this. God has eyes, someone actually used snake gall to trade with her. Although the snake gall smelled very disgusting. But after swallowing it, Xia Ling could immediately notice the changes in her body. The bumps and blisters on her skin were all visible to the naked eye. Subsided. In just a few minutes, even the high fever was gone. The whole person's mind was much clearer. Although her hair was scattered and her clothes and body were stained with a lot of mud, it still could not hide her beautiful appearance. Of course, she knew that Suchen had written a foot-picking big man behind her name. If she knew that, she would be furious. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 1068. Chapter 1068. Damn it. A big boss is showing off food. On the first day of the game, I was able to kill the burrow monster by myself. This guy is really strong. I have to build a good relationship with him, which can greatly improve my survival ability in the game. In this global cave survival game, there is no name display between players. They are all a series of numbers. Therefore, on the trading platform and friend list, as long as each other does not indicate each other, no one knows each other's information. So Suchen, it's perfectly normal to treat the other person as a foot-picking guy. I still need 3 iron blocks and a water talisman. I don't know if I can collect them later. Suchen thought for a while and posted his first trading information on the trading platform. Trade snake meat *1, inventory 1. Requires water talisman *1. Note, the snake meat is alternately fat and lean, and tastes very delicious. The portion is large and filling, 1 serving is enough to last a whole day. After hanging up this, Suchen stayed in the cave, using the hand crossbow over and over again to train his shooting skills. When Suchen posted this transaction information, all the players who followed the trading platform were shocked. Chat. Within channel. Damn it! A big boss is showing off food. Where? No one wants to rob me, the snake meat is mine. I'm already starving to death, but there's still some boss with food left over? Comparing people to each other is really infuriating. Everyone was stunned when they saw that the transaction requirement was a water talisman. Need a water charm? What is this? A piece of snake meat can last for a whole day, and it's still fat and thin. Damn it, my mouth is watering just reading the text, but it's a pity that I don't have a water charm. Alas, if I had this ghost water talisman, I would definitely exchange it for his snake meat. The big brother who sells snake meat on the trading platform, I am XXX. If you are willing to give me the snake meat, I am willing to do anything for you. Damn it! It's actually XXX. Isn't this a big star? You can enjoy all the happiness with a piece of snake meat. It seems that this survival game is real. Even A-list celebrities like XXX have to put down their dignity just for a bite to eat. Xiao Ling has been paying attention to the trading platform and chat channel. After seeing the snake meat transaction listed by the friend code Suchen, she raised her eyebrows slightly. Water charm? This thing, I seem to have it. She rummaged in her backpack and took out a crystal ball with a watery surface. This thing should be very useful, but I don't need it right now. Why not use it to build a good relationship with the boss? Xiao Ling thought for a while and sent another message to Suchen. Boss, I have water talisman. Suchen saw the virtual chat text displayed in front of him and quickly stopped shooting. Great, trade it? With this water talisman, Suchen can immediately make an automatic water collector. Who knows that Xiao Ling doesn't need snake meat? In other words, her goal is not just that. Boss, what are you doing with the water charm? What is it used for? Suchen thought for a while, and there is nothing about this thing that cannot be disclosed. Players will be able to understand the use of this thing after they obtain various production drawings. I just lack the basic materials used to make the installation. Suchen replied. Xiao Ling thought for a while. 1 piece of snake meat is not enough. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 1069. Chapter 1069, Get the Water Spirit Talisman. Suchen raised his eyebrows slightly then, after roasting and adding instant noodle seasoning, is the snake meat enough? Hiss. Hearing Suchen's words, Xiao Ling was so shocked that she almost drooled out. I go. He even has barbecue. No, he actually has a source of fire. Moreover, there are even seasonings for instant noodles. This guy's quality of life is so high. You know. Even a lucky person like Xiao Ling has only collected a little water and a little bit of dry and hard food so far. Sometimes when I am very hungry, I can only eat some protein-rich bugs. The taste, I simply didn't dare to think about it anymore. But here at Suchen, Not only are there delicious snake meats that are fat and thin, but they can also be grilled. After grilling, you can even sprinkle them with fragrant seasonings. This is too luxurious. Xia Xiaoling was about to cry. She could imagine how delicious the steaming barbecue was after being roasted and sprinkled with seasonings. The key, there was still enough snake meat. If she saved some, with her small body, she can eat enough for 3 days. From this point of view, it is worth exchanging a piece of delicious barbecue for a water charm that she can't use for the time being. The key is that the food she has left now is only there were a few bugs in the backpack. And the smell was extremely disgusting. That was something she had to eat only when she was about to starve to death. I'll change. Seeing the other party's reply, Suchen's lips curled up slightly. Wait a moment, I'm baking now. Xia. Xiaoling opened her beautiful eyes wide. It's actually freshly baked. Hey, I can't bear it anymore. She felt like her saliva could no longer stop flowing. However, she still had some sense left, and asked again, boss, do you have many fire props? Can you exchange them with me? Suchen replied, only one. Xia Xiaoling was a little disappointed. That's right, at present, it is rare to find raw food, let alone a source of fire. I haven't seen the trading platform with so many people asking for water and food. Now water and food are the hard currency. Suchen lit a fire and began to grill a portion of snake meat. He still has 4 servings of snake meat like this. 1 serving lasts a day. In the short term, he didn't want food. Replacing one is nothing. After baking, sprinkle with a little seasoning. Full of fragrance. Suchen clicks to trade. Ding. You lost barbecue 1, and you gained water talisman 1. The freshly roasted meat is still hot, so eat it while it's hot, Suchen added thoughtfully. On Xia Xiaoling's side, there was an extra piece of barbecue in her backpack. She couldn't wait to take it out. Oh, so hot. Ignoring the fact that her hands were hot, Xia Xiaoling smelled the fragrant smell and the steaming barbecue. She quickly took a bite. Delicious. Xia Xiaoling was so delicious that she almost shed tears. Thinking about it, this is a daily life for others, but for her, it is a rare delicacy. This kind of gap really makes people cry. After eating a few bites, Xia Xiaoling carefully, still not satisfied, I put this barbecue in my backpack. The portion of this barbecue is indeed sufficient. The boss did not lie to me. It seems that he is quite sincere and I can regard him as a reliable trading partner in the future. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 1070. Chapter 1070 Successfully produced automatic water collector. Xia Xiaoling savored the delicious food in her mouth and no longer wanted to touch the disgusting bugs in her backpack. With such a piece of barbecue, she could last 3 full days. As for Suchen, finally gathered all the materials. He immediately built an automatic water collector. Ding. Consuming copper block 2, iron block 3, wood board 3, soul 1, water talisman 1, you have successfully made automatic water collector 1. A pattern of a large pot within a small pot appeared in the backpack. Suchen chose to take it out. Ding. Such devices cannot appear in the outside world and can only be used in the cave heaven paradise. Suchen took out the black ball. With a thought, it immediately expanded into an extremely rough mud cave. Drilled in and took out the automatic water collector. Immediately, a device more than 60 centimeters high appeared in the cave. The device resembles an ancient Taoist priest's alchemy furnace. But there is a small furnace above. A pipe protrudes diagonally from the bottom. Suchen thought that this pipe should be the place where the water comes out. Below the pipe, there is a simple container. A water container. This container is connected to the automatic water collector and cannot be picked up separately. Suchen wants to hold water, so he can only scoop water from here. After studying this thing, Suchen found the start button. Click to start. Ding. Requires wood *1, can work continuously for 1 hour. Do you still need to consume wood? But there is plenty of wood. Throw in a wooden board. Click start again. The automatic water collector starts to buzz. It feels like a modern automatic device. But the things that make it are a bunch of strange things. The material. Suchen thought it was really interesting. After waiting for a while, water began to drip out of the water pipe at the bottom of the water collector and fell into the container below. Suchen observed it for a while and roughly measured the time. He found you should be able to drink a whole bottle of mineral water in an hour. In other words, you can get 500 ml of clean water by consuming one wooden board. Suchen dipped a little water and tasted it. It was very clean, and even had a hint of sweetness. Just like the well water at home after hours, clear and delicious. Good thing, not only will I not be short of water in the future, I can even rely on selling water to exchange for various resources. Suchen now knows how scarce water is on the trading platform. But it is a life-saving thing. Countless players are willing to spend all their belongings, even hanging out shovels, just to exchange for a sip of water. I believe that if he exposes water resources later, those players will go crazy. Suchen took advantage of the automatic water collector in Dongtian Paradise to work. He continued to practice hand crossbow shooting outside. When the number of shots reached 100, Suchen felt my hand felt a little better, so I stopped the automatic mode. Instead, I chose the manual mode to continue practicing. The manual mode does not require the consumption of soul, it is just slower. But for the accuracy of practice, this slowness does not affect anything. About an hour later, Suchen went back to Cave Paradise and found that a small pool of clear water had been collected in the container under the water collector. Suchen took out the mineral water bottle and refilled it. Then he added another wooden board and continued work. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 1071. Chapter 1071 Repairing the Cave Paradise, Working Hammer. Because Suchen discovered that the light in this cave was getting darker. Counting the time, it has been 6 hours since he entered the game. Is there also day and night here? Suchen opened the chat channel and found that everyone was discussing this. And Goldfinger didn't give any hints or explanations for his prompts. It seems that this still needs to be explored by himself. Or it is a basic common sense that even Goldfinger didn't bother to remind. This happens to everyone, and it seems like it's the difference between day and night. Suchen didn't know what the caves would be like in the dark night. He also didn't know if there would be cave monsters taking advantage of the night. He decided to call it a day and not dig new caves. Anyway, there are 6 around. The direction was empty. When all the light dimmed, Suchen got into the cave paradise. Although it was dilapidated, crude, and cold, it at least warned that he could not be attacked while sleeping. This alone, Suchen felt that everything else was bearable. Some cave monsters in the dark will become active or violent. With your current strength, try not to choose to travel at night. Just when Suchen got into the cave heaven paradise, a reminder sounded in his mind. It seems that the dark night is really not suitable for going out, and without light, I can't do anything. In the small cave heaven paradise, because Suchen and an automatic water collector were squeezed in, the already crowded space became even more crowded. Suchen could only make do with lying on his side. While watching the operation of the automatic water collector, a faint light emitted from the bottom. Suddenly he felt a little warm. Although this light was small, it was enough to give him a great sense of security. On the other hand, Xia Xiaoling, After hiding in the cave paradise, her petite body huddled up, shivering. Her beautiful eyes were closed tightly, and she didn't dare to look out at all. There was darkness everywhere. She didn't know that this paradise could protect her safety. She hid here purely by instinct. She kept murmuring in a low voice. He said, "Hurry up and fall asleep, hurry up and fall asleep, the night will pass after you sleep. Don't be afraid." "I'm not afraid." As for Suchan, I touched the automatic water collector and found that it was still a little warm. So I just slept with the water collector in my arms. Well, I don't know if this cave heaven paradise can be upgraded. The space is too small. Just when Suchan had this idea, a reminder sounded in his mind again. To make a working hammer, you can choose to repair Dongtian paradise. You need to obtain the working hammer manufacturing diagram first. Working hammer? Suchan opened his eyes. He just doesn't know what materials are needed to repair the cave heaven paradise. But it's useless to think about it now. Suchan spent the day digging, fighting monsters, and training, and now he is very tired. He added 4 more wooden boards to the automatic water collector. Then he hugged the water collector and fell asleep. It wasn't that he refused to throw in more boards. The main reason was that the container under the water collector could only hold so much. Any more would be it overflowed. And he currently only has 2 mineral water bottles to fill with water, and they are both full now. Naturally, they cannot be wasted.